one of the most common phone calls we get in the office is from home improvement contractors in Suffolk County that have received a violation from the Suffolk County Office of Consumer Affairs. Suffolk County Office of Consumer Affairs is in charge of issuing home improvement contractor licenses in Suffolk County, and they also investigate violations against license holders and investigate complaints that they receive from consumers. So today we're going to talk about the violation you may have received and understanding exactly what is shown on the document. This is a typical violation that you will receive from the Suffolk County Office of Consumer Affairs. You're going to see up here at the top where it says 2, that's going to be the license holder that's receiving the violation. Next to that, on the right, you're going to have the DOB, that's the date of birth of the license holder. Then we have the license number for the license holder. Then we have a date that you're being directed to appear before the Commissioner of Labor in Consumer Affairs so that the violation can be heard and you can present whatever defense you may have, and the investigator from Consumer Affairs will present their evidence to the hearing officer. This section here in the middle is going to tell you exactly what section of either the Suffolk County Code or New York State General Business Law or any other law that there may be a violation alleged. That could be New York State lien law or anything else. Below that, you're going to see a description of exactly what it is that the investigator is alleging you did that violates that code section that was cited above. And for each violation, you're going to get a different piece of paper, a different notice of violation that identifies the code you violated, and then in this section explains the facts that they believe sustain a violation of that particular code. So for one contract, you could receive multiple violations for that same contract, and they will each have a different code section cited and a different explanation for what it is that you did or allegedly did to violate that section. So down here, you're going to see 2 boxes. Typically, the one that's checked is Suffolk County Attorney, which essentially means if you're found to have committed the violation and it's sustained, there's going to be some kind of a penalty asserted against you. And if you don't pay it, it can be referred to the Suffolk County Attorney for collection. The box you really don't want to see checked is above that, the Suffolk County District Attorney. That means whatever you have been accused of doing is also a crime, and Consumer Affairs may refer this matter over to the District Attorney to pursue possible criminal charges. Down here is going to be the investigator, the name of the investigator that looked into your violation and wrote you this violation and determined what section of the code they believe you violated and how you violated it. Below that, you see the total penalty. That's usually going to be blank in the violation that you receive. That does not mean that the penalty will be 0. The penalty will ultimately be determined by the hearing officer and the Commissioner of Labor. Violations from Consumer Affairs can vary greatly. They can be as small as $100 depending on the violation. Some violations for a first-time offense can be $750. Repeat offenders can be $1,500, and certain violations can be up to even $5,000 per violation. Down here, you're going to see the consumer complaint number. So if there's a consumer complaint number listed there, that means that whatever this violation is arose out of a complaint filed by a consumer that you did work for, and that's going to reference what that consumer complaint number is. Very often, you're going to see violations that are written that have nothing to do with the actual complaint that was alleged. For example, the complaint from the consumer may be that they were unhappy with a particular type of work that was done. Maybe they didn't like how you caulked around a sink. But the violation that is written may have nothing to do with the quality of work. Once the investigator looks at the file, they may find, and most likely will find, and often do find, violations that have nothing to do with that complaint. Those violations typically are going to relate to having things in your contract that aren't there, or having missing information. And all of these things will be outlined in the code section that they allege you to have violated. Over here, you're going to see the date of the hearing. You'll see the hearing officer's name. That's who's going to actually see, overhear your hearing and make a determination. Usually that's left blank, and you'll know who the hearing officer is right when you show up to Consumer Affairs for your violation. And once you show up to the violation hearing, you'll have a chance to present all of your defenses. You'll go through each of these charges. The investigator will lay out their evidence. You'll be able to present your defenses. If you have an attorney, which I strongly suggest you appear with an attorney, your attorney will be able to ask questions and offer evidence. And sometimes the hearing officer will also offer questions or ask for additional information and ultimately render a decision. Usually you're not going to get it on the spot. It'll be mailed to you at some point thereafter, whether it's a few weeks, hopefully not too long, and you'll find out if those violations were sustained or if you were able to successfully defeat them. If you have any questions about Suffolk County Office of Consumer Affairs and how to defend against violations, feel free to reach out to us. And we also have some additional videos on the website discussing the specifics of certain types of violations that are often issued in the Office of Consumer Affairs. So you can check those videos out too.